Hey, welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona Mead, and welcome to Emotional Freedom Wednesday. We're going to talk about emotional freedom, and we're going to talk about your work-life balance for your spiritual business here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with me, Iona Mead. So if you are new to this podcast for intentional living and having more freedom, then welcome. I have a jam-packed episode for you talking about how your emotions impact, obviously, everything in your life, but also manifesting that life-work balance. And so I will run down the format and I will go through my journal, and I call it the Soul Legacy Journal. It's a notebook. It's 365 days of your spiritual awakening story, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. And so as I went through my spiritual awakening, which I'm sure that you've been through multiple spiritual awakenings, emotions play a really, really big part in it. And so part of this series is having a pit stop on a Wednesday for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. We have 7 areas of your life that we break down to get that life work balance, that spiritual business and life work balance. And emotions is on a Wednesday, and it's kind of like a pit stop to reflect on the other areas of your life. And if you're not familiar with the areas that we break down to have that life work balance for the 7 freedoms, then I will share those in just a second. But what I want you to do is bear in mind that your emotions are going to lead you in the other areas. So I talk about welcome. Do leave a comment and let me know where you are watching from. I'm streaming this on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn, and within the Soul Legacy Academy as well. So welcome. So what I will say is that for Monday, we talk about your spiritual business and our life purpose, right? And so notice how you feel about your life purpose. If you have clarity on your purpose, if you have fear around your purpose, if you feel whatever you feel is going to impact not only you manifesting life work balance, but it's going to impact the other areas of your life. So if you're not fulfilling your life purpose because you have a fear and you're hiding a little bit behind closed doors, it's not just about your life purpose, it's about what is that fear around, and helping you to move up the emotional scale so that you can be in alignment with manifesting your purpose. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And we'll journal this out. We'll talk about visioning. We'll talk about all the things. But as we move through the 7 areas, the 7 freedoms frequency, I call it, and it's my soul signature system. I call it the intentional living codes. Cheers to financial freedom frequency. And my job is to support you in raising your vibrational frequency so that you can manifest the spiritual life work balance for your spiritual business that you envision. We'll talk about your vision, your values, your vibration, but all of how you feel really does matter. I'm going to share the book that I read today, and I was going to share the card that I pulled today, which is from Keepers of the Light, but I don't know where I put it. Hang on. I literally don't know where I put it. It's just disappeared, literally. Maybe I won't share Keepers of the Light. It will come back to me. No, where did I put it? Hang on. Oh, it fell down. Hang on. Bear with me. I know it's blurry now, but bear with me. Let me grab this. Apologies. This is what happens when you don't edit. And if you're listening to this, it's like I had to go down and get this Keepers of the Light Oracle card, and I usually show that at the end, but it's a really beautiful message today, which I actually needed. And when I share on this podcast, and I just go live because I'm not somebody that wants to edit and I want to have fun in my business, stuff's going to go wrong, and that should be in like the bloopers reel, but it's in real time, right? But I needed this for me. I need that spiritual life work balance as well. And I've manifested spiritual life work balance. But as I go on the journey, I will share with you what's going on for me. And I'll share a little bit more of what's going on for me in terms of emotionally today, which is an interesting one, because anything that needs to come up, comes up and comes out kind of thing. So when you're thinking about your emotions, you're thinking about how you feel about how you feel. whether you're bothered about, if you're vibrating at a low frequency and it's agitated and it becomes a cycle, and how you feel about your environment, where you're living, where you're working, where you're traveling to, like what your vision is, and then how you feel about your relationships. It's all intertwined. How you feel about your spiritual connection, how you feel about your finances, all of that matters when you're manifesting spiritual business and life work balance, right? So that's what I'm here to help you do. So in my journal and on my journey, what I've developed is this system for this podcast. And one of the biggest things, or the biggest thing that I do, is get clear on the vision. And so when you're not clear, or you're not actually imagining yourself in all of those areas, and you're not living from the end in mind, and the feeling of the version of you who is in that, living that reality, is already attracted, it's already done, then the vibrational gap is not necessarily closed. It's from where you are now to where you want to be. So my vision board challenge is called 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board challenge and bag 50k in 50 days. And so there's a playlist on my YouTube channel at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iron, where you can join me. You can watch the replays of the vision board challenge, or you can join me on the second week in December, live at 7:30 p.m. UK time, right? And so if you want to join me live, or you want to get the replays and get the homework and go through this and really feel into what it is that you are feeling and have some coaching from me, then I'll share with you how you can do that, how you can get 2 hours of coaching on living intentionally and getting that spiritual life work balance. But everything is in there, and I do support my students, and it's just a really beautiful way for me that what I envisioned, how I wanted to feel being in service, and that's what I've done. So when you have clarity on where it is that you want to be in every area of your life, you feel different, you feel freedom, you feel expansive. So you may have heard of the emotional scale. There's a couple of scales, love and above, like being at the vibrational frequency of love. I like to go with the Abraham Hicks's emotional scale. There's 22 points of emotion, and the idea is to move from the fear, the grief, the powerlessness, the guilt, the lower vibrational frequencies, to love, empowerment, joy, freedom, knowledge, etc. And so that's what this podcast is all about, vibrating at that frequency. And I usually am vibrating at that frequency, and we rate our vibrational frequency every day in terms of where we are on this emotional scale. And notice that it's not, and I've talked about this throughout the week, and I talk about this on the vision board challenge, it isn't about having life change in order for you to feel better. It's you changing. And I'll talk about the book that I listened to today, the chapter What I Believe from Louise Hay, the late Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, which is really, really cool. And it ties into this emotion. So every single day, I'll listen to or read a book, a chapter of a book, to support me in this specific area of my life. And this book really supported me today. And I'm like, thanks, Louise Hay. And it's the late Louise Hay. So that's her legacy. When you build a spiritual business as an author and an authority, which I share with you, then that's a legacy that you're leaving. And so when you are blocked on, or you're not moving forward, what helps me is thinking of the legacy that I'm here to leave, the difference that I'm here to make in the world. You may have seen the wheel of life, your life be segmented into different areas of your life. I've created what I call the soul legacy wheel, because we're leaving our legacy. We're launching, leading, and leaving our soul legacy with ease, grace, and flow. And as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, that is what I teach you to do. So it all just ties in really well. And if you want to write a book of your own, I'm reading the late Louise Hay's books. I read a book every single day. They're my mentors. They're my teachers who've poured into the world and published their book and published their teachings and multiple books. And I'm still learning from that book. I love that book. I've had it for years, and I'll read some bits on and off, and I'll read I'll read and choose the book that will support me on the journey most. So if you want to write and publish your own book, I will share that with you. I've written and published my own book, which you may or may not have seen. And this is like the companion journal that goes with my book and my co-author book series on spiritual awakening. And so I invite co-authors to share their spiritual awakening story, whether they've had an awakening through their life purpose, through their health, through their emotions, through their environment, through their relationships, through their spirituality, or their finances. My co-authors have had different experiences, and as we get together in co-authorship and as we get together on our monthly call to build our author and authority platform together in my I call it my Iona's free movement marketing media kit challenge, and it's about creating a movement, writing your book, and building your own author platform. So I wrote my book. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And I've had my co-authors, my students say, what are you doing? Oh, you've really inspired me to build my business in this way. I can see what you're doing. And I actually walk you through what I'm doing on that masterclass. And I teach you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high paying one-to-many soul clients online. And so in the way that I teach isn't just to sit on YouTube at first, because if you have a fear of being seen online, a fear of all the things, we move in the back end of your business first, and you get sure, you feel good about it, you know for certain there's not a fear out there, then you create the YouTube channel. So it's not the YouTube channel first. All right, so you can go to register. So books really, really help me. So I'll share with you more how Louise Hay's book has helped me, and how you can come into my book launch club and read my book, and also read other co-authors' books and other books that I publish. And if you've got a book that you want us to read, then please do feel free to share it in there. So I will say that the vision that you have for your life in each area of your life impacts your emotions. You just feel amazing. So I would say values. So the next part of this Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast and for spiritual life work balance, so spiritual business and life work balance, is being in alignment with your values. If you are out of alignment with your values, you're going to feel it. Saying yes to things you shouldn't be saying do not make you feel good. So then that means you're going down the emotional scale and you're feeling out of alignment. So that means that as you're manifesting, all areas are out of alignment, because the version and the vision of you that you have on your vision board, if you choose to do one with me, is you have a set of values that you live by. And if you're not choosing your values every day and plugging them into your everyday and making decisions based on that, you're going to feel out of alignment, and it's going to lag in your manifestation. So we want to get a handle on that. And again, I talk about this on the vision board challenge. Vibrational frequency. So we rate our vibrational frequency, and I'm going to have a better way of doing this. So I'm going to pop this into the comments, and I need to remember to do this before I actually go on live, because I think you can just see it on my nose. So the way that we rate our vibrational frequency every single day on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is in this way. We use the abbreviation for the day. So it was Contribution Freedom Monday, CFM, and it was Health Freedom Tuesday, HFT, and it's Emotional Freedom, EFT, Wednesday. So you rate your frequency or vibration. And so again, when we're rating on each day, we're rating how we feel, right? Whether we feel in soul funk or whether we feel in soul flow, and assess what's blocking that feeling. And usually it's a belief, it's our thoughts, it's our what have you. And again, I'll talk about Louise here and tie all that in, because I think it's just epic. So are you in soul funk versus soul flow? And again, on the vision board challenge, I share with you how on the soul legacy wheel that we don't get pushed and pulled by life. In the middle of my soul legacy wheel is the world. The world can be wonky, right? And so the world can, other people's emotions affecting us, other people's actions affecting us. We don't have control and power over everybody else's, but we do have power and control of our own. And Louise Hay was saying that in her chapter of the book that I was reading today or listening today on Audible. So the rating is between a 1 and an 11. And so we can rate a 1 because we're breathing, right? We have gratitude for our life. And so when you rate between a 1 and 11 for your emotions, how you feel, how you feeling today, if nobody's asked you how you're feeling, it might be a 1, it might be an 11. I feel in soul flow, mine is an 11. And actually, I just actually rated that. So I rated that just intuitively. That's how I feel now. And that's how I had been feeling. But also to date, my emotions dipped. And I wouldn't say it's like a big dip. I just was like trying to figure something out. As in, why do I feel like there's a lag? I feel really relaxed. I was saying yesterday that I went on a date and I had an amazing day and I've just been absolutely buzzing. And I'll talk about this more on Relationship Freedom Friday, but I just want to say this today because that's what's coming up for me. It wasn't an 11, but my circumstances didn't have to change for my emotions to go up the vibrational scale and for me to be high vibing again. So it dipped, not because of the day, it was amazing, but because of, and in Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, it helped me to go with the forgiveness. And I'm just going to talk about the book because I'm talking about it anyway. So in the chapter that I listened to today was what I believe. And so basically it's your thoughts and your feelings. I've written some notes. Your thoughts and your feelings, what you think and feel, is creating your reality. We know that. And what we ask the universe for in terms of our thoughts and our feelings is what is coming back to us. Like there's no, like, that's just the way that the universal law works. And so let me have a look and see what I wanted to write down. She said what we believe, like what we believe about our life, what we're saying to ourselves, and if we create peace and harmony in our minds, that's what we'll experience in the world. So wherever your vibrational frequency is, you'll rate between a 1 and 11, and then you'll add up your scores for the whole entire week and see where you're lagging a bit. And I could have rated that lower, but I intuitively rated it an 11 because I figured it out in the moment before I came on live. But if I'd have rated it, say earlier, it might have been a 9. All right. So she said, what we believe in our minds are people, whether we believe beliefs like it's a poverty consciousness or a prosperity consciousness, I say, is people are out to get me. That's what we'll experience. If everyone helps me, that's what we'll experience. It's a very different feeling and a very different action and a very different experience that you'll have in life, right? She says, whether you believe the universe is for you and supports you. And that's in every area of your life. And she says, if you believe love is everywhere and I'm lovable and I'm loving, that's what you're going to experience. And so that's an emotion and that's a thought and that's a feeling. And she said, if you don't have the thought, then you're not going to have the feeling. Meaning if you don't have the negative thought, then you're not going to have the negative feeling. Go down the emotional scale and vibrate at a low vibrational frequency that is not in alignment with the vision that you've actually created. So getting that spiritual life work balance is just not, you're out of alignment. So then the experience, and it's the self-fulfilling prophecy and all the things. So we want to really look at our beliefs and what we're thinking, we're feeling with compassion. And she says, Louise Hay says about looking at, we know that childhood stuff, trauma stuff impacts us. And she said, if you were not loved as a child the way that you would have loved to have been loved, then look at your caregivers or our caregivers experience, our parents, their experience and what they experience, and then how they pass it on and how we will pass it on. And she talks about the soul contracts of choosing our parents, choosing the people that were going to give us the lessons as souls that we can express ourselves. And so all the things that we experience are our intention, basically. And so she says she's to look at the past through compassion, right? What else does she say? Let me just see. She says the power that we have now our point of attraction is the power that we have now. So in the now is the point of attraction. And so what we are manifesting in other areas of our life, including spiritual life work balance or not, is around the beliefs and the thoughts and the feelings, right? So we go into the thoughts and feelings that are in alignment with our values. And if they're out of alignment with our values and out of alignment with our vision, then we ask why we are vibrating at that frequency. Sometimes she says that when we feel helpless or like a victim, that's going to play out, not sometimes, always. And so in the chapter, basically she says sometimes we don't feel worthy. Comes down to these things. I don't feel worthy, I don't feel good enough. And if your life purpose, you want to manifest that spiritual business and life work balance, why not? Do you feel worthy of that feeling of worthy or not, or feeling of being judged, feeling like an imposter, feeling like all the things, or having fear of selling, fear of success, fear of failure, is going to impact your spiritual business and the success of that and the balance of that, whether you're leaning over and overgiving and oversharing and over all the things. It matters. So she says, basically it goes into the subconscious mind, and that's your pattern. I wanted to say that she kind of ended, not kind of, she did end with just the solution being to love and accept us as we are now. And also, if there's any wrongdoing that we've had in the past, to forgive. And we know the power of forgiveness. And so this is what brought me to this morning. I had an amazing day. I had just a really beautiful time. And I'm like, wow. But something that happened in my past, and I was saying to him earlier, I need to get that off my chest. I need to actually share with you an experience that I had during my dating. And I won't talk about it here now, but I might talk about it on Relationship Freedom Friday. But an experience that I had that felt like heavy, because I noticed the contrast of a relief that that person was not coming from the same space or the same intention that the previous person had come from, and that I don't think I all the way forgive the person. And so I'm like, wow. So it basically, it was forgiveness for me today. The lesson that I took from that was forgiveness. Like, if we're not forgiving and the past and the person who has wronged us or what have you, whether it's connected to our business or not, it doesn't matter. It's going to impact, and it's going to impact whether you feel like a helpless victim, whether you don't feel worthy. So for me, for a relationship, I do feel worthy. I don't feel like a victim of the dating and people's abusive behavior and different things. And I had actually got given some therapy from Bumble, the Bumble dating platform, and I'm really grateful for that. And I haven't done it yet, and so I will do that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to move through and let go of and really forgive. And so that was what I'd figured out as reading a book. Now you might think, well, your emotions. Well, my emotions are going to impact, because I didn't feel like getting on and sharing. I'm like, no, I've committed to going live again. It's the third day in. I was like, well, I'd rather spend some time with this person. Like, I'm not really feeling it. And I think I just had to figure out why this feeling. I mean, we've had a late night. We had a little bit of alcohol, not crazy, but just out of routine, out of not as much sleep and stuff. But I'm like, I think there's something deeper. It wasn't, the surface stuff. It was that forgiveness and me sharing where I've been in the past experience, and truly letting go of that, knowing that I can breathe and I feel safe, So that is what I wanted to share about that. And that's going to impact all of the 7 areas, and it's going to impact my actions and my feelings. It was impacting my actions, my thoughts. Unbeknown, I didn't click it. Do you know what I mean? But listening to a book, it helps, like people's books, and just taking time, just one chapter a day is just absolutely a game changer. I love it. So rate your vibrational frequency. What is it today? And then you could see where you needed work. So if I didn't figure it out and I didn't listen to the book today, it's like, okay, well, I've rated it a lower frequency for Wednesday. What is it? Where is it? So I love that. So rate your vibrational frequency. What I want you to do is think about how you're launching your day, leading your day, and leaving your day. That is your legacy, right? And so as you feel about your day, moving through your day, I'd set the intention to have a certain routine this week for my spiritual business and life work balance. And having a date and having a visit has knocked the routine off, but it's like feeling into it and buzzing anyway. Like how I'm launching my day, leading my day, and leaving my day over the next couple of days is different. And it's like, how does that make me feel? I feel really good, but it was unexpected. It's quite the plans were made quite recently, and I'm like, okay, well, how do I feel? Do I feel bad? Do I feel guilty? No, I don't. And it's making peace with where you are and noticing how you want to feel. And like for me, dating, and I've been single for 3.5 years, the intention and my relationship is a priority. And manifesting my soulmate, and I talk about this on my other YouTube channel, at the intention dating out to attract your soulmate. I'm like, okay, well, if I've been on this journey to attract my soulmate, yes, I've got my spiritual business, but remember, spiritual life work balance and all of the 7 freedoms, including relationship freedom, savor this moment. Do you know what I mean? It's like, remember to savor this moment. This person has just traveled like 7 hours to come and see me. Savor this moment, park this. And then, do you know what I mean? So it's moving in to the space of how you want to feel, remembering. And I'll just share what's going on for me, because for me, living an intentional life is setting the intentions, but not beating yourself up. Like, oh gosh, I've got to do everything rigidly. I've put everything on my calendar. If you're a student of mine and you're like, well, I only said that, we've got this, we can chop and we can change. The power of owning a spiritual business and being able to work from anywhere or being able to work for yourself is actually adjusting and changing your routine, because you are your boss. And I'm like, and sometimes you have to remember that. It's like, I can pause and I can do those things as long as we're not procrastinating, but we're just choosing what is a priority. And I can't see any comments if you are commenting, but thank you for joining me. And thank you for watching on the replay. So how are you launching your day? So I launch my day in a different way than what I would do. I'm leading my day in a different way than I would do. And I'm leaving my day. So launch, lead, and leave your soul legacy. How are you doing that? How are you getting that spiritual life work balance? I've loved it because I've got a stable routine and a staple routine. This is included in that, with some things that are non-negotiable. And then some things are flexible. And I'm leaning into the vision of manifesting my soulmate and having a discussion of, okay, what would we like if we merge lives? When we merge lives, what would that look and feel like? Like, okay, how do you fit that person in? How do you fit your clients in? How do you fit your downtime in? How do you fit all of the things that are on your vision board? You've got to make those decisions. And so, yeah, love that. How you launch, lead, and leave your day. How can you set a soul intention over this next week? So this podcast for intentional living, saying freedom and setting intentions, that's what we want to do. So according to our 7 freedoms, the life purpose, the health, the emotions, which is today, the environment, the relationships, your spirituality, and finances, what can you do or let go of, stop doing even over this next week? And then when you come back to Emotional Freedom Wednesday, you're like, actually, I stopped doing this because it made me feel better. I started to do this because it made me feel better. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a pause and a reflection of, okay, is it something around my purpose that I want to do or not do? Is it something around my health I need to do or not do? Is it something, do you know what I mean? Like in your environment that you need to do or not do, that will raise your vibration and make you feel even more amazing, like the version of you that's on your vision board. And the version of me that is on my vision board when I set my intention last December in 2024, the second week of December, excuse me. And again, I will do my vision board challenge. Come and join me. You can request the access to the Google Doc. I will do my annual vision board challenge, 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board. I did that in December and set the intentions to manifest my soulmate in 2025, right? And so it's like, okay, like for the version of me, it's like, how do I want to feel? Like, don't dismiss it. Don't be too busy. The universe is giving you this incredible person in your life. Explore it, lean into it. Do you know what I mean? Don't just be like, oh, well, there's my life purpose. I've got to do this. It's like, okay, it's allowing that in. Do you know what I mean? So when it comes to December 2025, I'm really looking forward to sharing all that has manifested for me, for my spiritual business, and setting my intentions. I had to set the intention. So again, what's the one or 2 or 3 things that you can do this week to do or stop doing? For me, start doing, obviously including making space for someone in my life. And I thought that I'd adjusted to that, and there's some leaning in and adjusting even more. And I love that. Now, if you are a student of mine, excuse me, and you can get a login and become a student of mine, it's $7.77. But if you're a student of mine on the 7 Freedoms Frequency Call-in Gym, and I'll share with you on the live vision board challenge how you can win one of those. Or if you come to the masterclass, the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, I'll share with you how I gift my boot campers and my masterminders for the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint a 2-hour monthly coaching call to handle the spiritual life work balance. I believe that every light worker, spiritual entrepreneur, spiritual coach, earth angel, author, doing their light work in the world should have that focus on that life work balance. And so if you come and you rate your frequency each day and add it each week, I will ask you for the month, what are your scores? How are you vibrating every day? Whether you come on live with me or not, this is streamed into the Soul Legacy Academy because it's for my students, it's for me, and it's for you. This is streamed again on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, I think. And it's just a way for me to repurpose and have that spiritual life work balance, and me to feel good with where I am, and me to share, speaking to things into existence, universe, and actually hold myself accountable, but then hold my students accountable and have them see, oh, this is Iona's journey. Like, you know, that know, like, and trust factor that people say. For me, it's that soul to soul connection. Like, know, like, and trust factor. I can have you know, like, and trust me and be fake. I can have you know, like, and trust me and not show up raw and real. And half the people that you know, like, and trust, or you think you know, like, and trust, a year on, they're coming out with all kinds of things that you're like, wow, I didn't know that, and I don't trust that. Do you know what I'm saying? So when souls know, they know. So I'm just wanting to support you on feeling good as you manifest that spiritual life work balance. All right, gratitude is what we're going to do. And this, on the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast, again, we're raising our vibrational frequency. So I say gratitude on my little gratitude rock, my little gratitude stone that my daughter gave me years ago. And I say it in a way that includes that spiritual life work balance and living an intentional life, and in a way that you're expressing gratitude for every area of your life, meaning you're elevating your frequency in every area of your life without it needing to change. Does that make sense? Being in alignment with the feeling of where you are now, being grateful for where you are now, just raises your vibration. It's not like I'm being grateful so that I get, you're just grateful, right? I know you're grateful. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and appreciate it. So you can write this down in your journal. I've got the Soul Legacy journal. I've written loads. I'm my villain and dyslexia, so my writing's like awful. So what I do is just speak it out. And you say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate something in your past, something in the present, or something in the predicted future. Right? And so in order for your vision to manifest, before your vision manifests, you're going to feel the frequency of your vision. If you're not clear on your vision, kind of like, how are we going to know what to feel grateful for and what frequency to be on? Right? So in terms of contribution, so we're going to go for the 7 areas. And again, you can do this with me, or you can write it down, you can listen to me. I'm just going to do it in the moment. So I say, I'm happy and grateful and appreciated. So do you do gratitude? I'm sure you do. I'm happy and grateful. And I can see that somebody's on. And I know that some of my students were on, and you're saying that you cannot comment. And I'm not sure why, but you can come over to the YouTube channel, wherever you are. I can't see comments, but thank you if you are commenting and you're engaging. You can come over to the YouTube channel and come live with me. And now somebody's hopped off, but it says on, off, on, off. I can see that. So I'm not ignoring you, just to let you know. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate contribution. Let's go for life purpose. Contribution Freedom Monday. Is there something in your contribution that you can say you're happy and grateful for? I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my contribution with my book, right? Being able to write my book, publish my book, edit my book, get it to #1 on Amazon, and people love the book, like love it, is incredible. Being able to contribute in that way, I'm really happy and grateful. And that was in the past, but it's still in the present, and it's going to be in the future. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate health. Ooh, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate all the sleep that I get. The way that I feel rested, the way that I feel amazing. Yesterday, I'd done like a skincare routine. I dyed my grays. I dyed my eyebrows. I did like exfoliation. I did my nails. I'm trying to grow my nails. Only clear nail polish. Did my feet. Had my feet in the foot spa. I'm just happy and grateful for my health and really taking care of myself. And for 52, I feel pretty good. I feel amazing. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my health, like that I'm healthy. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my emotions, being self-aware of being able to share that with you, and come and show up raw and real, regardless of how I feel. Do you know what I mean? It's just a really beautiful feeling. It's a freedom. It's a really freeing feeling. Right, it really is. I'm happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate environment. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the bars and the restaurants and the salsa bar that we went to yesterday, that we were like, okay, but the food was really lovely. I'm happy and grateful for that. This is my hometown in Leeds, and I got to share it with someone, which was really, really special, a special someone. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate relationships. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that special someone. I'm not revealing all. I might talk a little bit more on Relationship Freedom Friday and on my dating YouTube channel, The Intention Dating App to Attract Your Soulmate. Just saying. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that. I'm beaming. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I was treated like a queen, and just taken and winding down a little bit, and not a lot, and it was just epic. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate, and I'm beaming, because the version of me on my vision board for all areas of my life, to have that spiritual life work balance, isn't just about work, right? And who you share your life with really, really matters, who you merge with. So I'm happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate spirituality. I'm happy and grateful to appreciate that I have had my spiritual awakening, as dark as it was, to realize that we're souls having a human experience, and to connect soul to soul with another person is just epic. I'm happy and just having that awareness, right? We had that on our monthly collab call. You'll see that if you want to watch the replay of that and you want to join me for the community call in the Global Networking Hub, please do. Well, we were talking about that, just being in company where people get it, just get that actually we're souls having a human experience. And a lot of us as light workers have experienced a lot of spiritual experiences. I would say, I'd put it like that. And yeah, it's really a beautiful feeling to know about spirituality, to know about that spiritual connection, to know that we can connect with our higher self, to know that we are source, God, oneness, to know that everything's consciousness. That's awesome. I love it. I'm so happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I was wined and dined, and I was able to contribute as well. But just being poured into and with is an amazing feeling. I know that some women, or some men, women, I'll just say women because obviously I'm one. When we're dating, some people have an expectation of the man will buy everything, and some people are like, I will buy everything. And I think that's a really nice balance. And to receive money and receive the gift of someone treating you is a big thing, and not everybody feels comfortable with it, and just sitting in my feminine and but then contributing as well, and it's just a really lovely dance. And I don't know your experience about relationships and different things, and whether they say whether people get on with finances, whether that relationship's gonna actually last or not. So there's experiences that I've had around money and men and dating and relationships and marriage and all the things. So it's really nice to be able to sit in a space where I can receive. It feels really good. So that's my gratitude. It was long, right? But it's that feeling and that acknowledgement and that awareness and that thank you, universe, and bring me more of this, please. This is something better. Does that make sense? And I can see that you're on here. And again, let me know where you're watching from. Do engage. Let me know if you're finding this helpful, because I don't just want to like run on to myself. And see if it's helpful for you. All right, so we've done vision, we've done values, we've done rated our vibration. We talked about how you're going to launch, lead, and leave your day, and improve that, improves in a way that improves your emotions. We talked about your soul intentions. We talked about the soul legacy wheel. We've done gratitude, the bank 50k in 50 days challenge. Now I'm going to say, as a spiritual business owner, doing your light work in the world, right, becoming a soul guided influencer, do you feel good about receiving money? I just talked about receiving. So receiving money, yes, from others. Apologies. Receiving money from others and receiving from having clients. So the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge, I give you a challenge in the visible world. So if you want to know more about it, go to the soullegacyacademy.com/courses/masterclass, right? And so I have the spiritual business book marketing on YouTube, free masterclass. It's a 4-hour training, and Bank 50k in 50 days challenge. Now, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success Value Owner, I go live on the last Monday of the month with that, and I will be going live this month on the last Monday of the month, right? And what I would say is the Bank 50k in 50 days starts vibrationally first, because how we feel about the money, how we feel about business, how we feel about soul client income, how we feel about that soul tribe impact that we're able to make or not, how we feel about that soul family influence is going to impact the finances. So do you have a way to bank 50k in 50 days? You're like, is she crazy? Let's do it vibrationally first, and then we'll talk about doing it in the visible world on that masterclass, all right? As a student of mine in the Soul Legacy Academy, that's what we're setting the intention to. So some people are like, well, the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge, I'm really looking forward to that. And they don't actually want to do the work to bank 50k in 50 days. And they don't actually see themselves as a spiritual business owner with a spiritual business model that can receive that 50,000. Or people don't always see the person that they're receiving the money from. You're solving a problem for a specific soul client and receiving that money. So the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge is going to share with you how you can see yourself in vibrational harmony to that. But before you do that, it's like, why do you want the money? The universe needs you to tell it why you want the money. You need to tell you why you want to have the money. And it's not for having money in our hands, it's for the experience. So we want to share with the universe, okay, this is the experience that I want to have. I'm vibrating at the frequency of being a soul guided influencer, was leveraging my light work and lifestyle on YouTube, going for Iona's model, and actually at that level of, yeah, of course, I bank 50k, it's done. So this Soul Legacy Journal, it's called the Soul Legacy Journal. Again, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. Every day is a new story. Every day you are awakening, hopefully. Every day there's a new awareness. You're awakening to your emotions, your actions, your feelings, your clearing, all those things. So I say it's a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. We are co-creating, and you've gone through an awakening, gathering your spiritual ascension tools and alchemizing them and giving them back, right? So banking 50k in 50 days, this is a magical journal that gives you £1,000, dollars or euros, wherever you are, every single day, right? That's my gift to you, vibrational money. So I've got a Facebook group around this, a Telegram group around this. Again, you can come into the Soul Legacy Academy around this, and you'll see a vibrational money voucher. If you go to the masterclass, actually, I share that as well, because the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge is the masterclass, and it has homework for your to start, like, to do the maths and to do your spiritual business and the pricing and what it is that you want to price at, and actually how many clients you'd need in order to receive that 50k, right? So the journal gives you £1,000, dollars or euros every single day, and it's in soul client income. So you're at the vibrational frequency of receiving this. And so there's rules to this game. So we do this every single day. So you've been gifted. What would you do with £1,000, dollars, or euros today? Tithe 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends. And so I volunteer for that charity, and I also raise money for that charity, and I donate money to that charity, right? So where would you tithe today, right? £100, dollars, or euros. Do that so that you feel good that I've earned this money and I'm able to give back. Now, the 900 of it you want to spend on the experiences on your vision board. If you haven't done your vision board yet, you don't know what you're spending the vibrational money on. And it's like, oh, I don't want the money. I don't do what I do for the money. But if you do a vision and you say what experiences that you want to have in this lifetime, because we're here having a human experience, you might as well make it a good one, a prosperous one versus a poverty one. And even if you think, oh no, I don't want to think about that, the legacy that you are leaving is based on finances, is the legacy that you're passing on to the next generation, and they suffer because we don't figure it out. We are the ancestors for tomorrow. So even if you don't want the financial freedom for yourself, you can help other people. We can see that there's our loved ones, their children could do with whatever it is for finances, right? So I don't want to hear the money doesn't matter. It does, because really we're on social media posting to hope that somebody will pay us, but we never ask them what their problem is so we can solve it, so we can receive the money. I'm just saying. So spend the vibrational money voucher and the universe will give you the way. So what would you spend it on? When you do the vision board again, the experiences you're spending every single day. Now, if you were like, oh, I can't bother to spend money on every single day, I don't want to focus on money every single day, I don't know, like, really? Okay, don't. But you can carry it over to the next day, but you have to spend it by Sunday. And I will share every Sunday what I've been spending my vibrational money voucher on. All right, deal? Because it might be a holiday. You might need a holiday right now. Somebody that you love might need a holiday right now. Whatever it is, date nights, date days. I'm realizing just how, because I've been in a bubble like many people, like going out. I haven't been on, well, I've been on dates, but like thinking, oh, if a relationship and we do this and we do that, it's going to take finances. I'm like, holy crap, let's go about the business of manifesting this money. I want to live in a bank conversion. That's going to take money. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's the experience, but I don't feel off by it. My emotions, like it's Emotional Freedom Wednesday, I don't feel off by it. I feel excited by it. I was talking about the prosperous coach on Monday on episode 1, the life purpose, being a prosperous coach, Rich Litvin and Steve Chandler. And it's like creating clients, extraordinary clients, and supporting clients. So the more that we support others, the more that we're okay with receiving, because we're offering value. It's an energy exchange. If we don't have that energy exchange and we're just serving for free, we don't feel good. Our emotions, whether you want to say it or not, our emotions are off. Like they're absolutely taking a bit. I'm working for free and it's okay for a hot minute, but it's not okay to have a full-time business that isn't in. I wanted to make it fun. I wanted to make money fun. So here we are. And then I wanted to make money fun in the visible world. Now, $7.77. That's awesome. The knowledge that has been in there to create a vision board. I came online as the vision board coach. No, the vision coach, sorry. And with a website called makeyourownvisionboard.com in 2008, 9, 10. I don't know. A long time ago. And I'm still doing it now. I'm still doing what I was doing then, but in a more up-leveled way. Right. So I'm just sharing with you. We know what when we see a truth. All right. Let's keep this under an hour. So we're done the vibrational money with voucher. I've already done the book for today. Yay. We've got the card for today. And then we'll wrap up. And I had the card. Here we are. This is the Keepers of the Light by Carl Gray, his deck, an oracle card. So I pull a card just because it's nice to get that direction from a card. And this is what helped me as well, just before I came on live, because I was saying like that dip in emotion. So this is Lady Portia. and I'll read it. It says, divine order, do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. And that's what gave me the courage to share with my day. Like, okay, this is on my mind and it felt quite heavy and I'd like to share it with you. So I've lost the page for it. I dropped it. Hang on, give me a second. Let me look it back up. Lady Portia. I've got to go to the front. All right, page 64. I'm going to get this. Do you have Oracle decks? Do you pull a card? You probably do. If you did, what card did you pull today? This is for us. All right, it says, this powerful goddess is a figure of justice and peace. She brings order and opportunity to every experience. As a lord of karma, she also regulates the law of cause and effect. She helps us recognize the impact of our judgments, choices, and actions, and ourselves and the world. She is the twin flame of Saint Germain and is strongly connected to the violet flame energy. Together, these twin flames can work as overseers of legal situations. Justice is an energy that's about honoring everyone involved rather than punishing bad behavior. Lady Portia helps us to do what is right morally, spiritually, for our own soul's growth. And I love that. And that's what helped me to get to that point today of, now dating and having a different experience, having an abusive experience versus a peaceful and blissful experience is like, it's that feeling. And so the justice and the legal actions, I didn't take legal action, and it's like, okay, did I do the right thing? Did I what have you? And if you don't know, you'd have to listen back to the episode. But I'm just talking about how I was feeling today and how that was impacting me, what came up, and we've always got to heal that. All right, so extended message for Lady Portia. You see that? It says, right now, a call for justice is being brought to into your space, even if it means you will lose out. There really is no loss in the highest state of truth. Act from the heart and see the other person's point of view and surrender your pride so that you are coming from a loving space. If you've made choices that weren't for the highest good, admit it. Through this honesty, you are releasing any karmic bonds or anchors of fear from your energy. Take the time to learn from this situation. And if you are involved in any legal situations, know that Lady Portia and the angels of justice are gathering around to honor everyone involved. And so that was just like, it wasn't, obviously it's not a direct thing, but it helped me to process today. So I believe that is it. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I'm under an hour, which is awesome. I'm going to get on with my day and continue on with my dates. And I will share on Relationship Freedom Friday a little bit more, but I will share on the Intention Dating App to Attract Your Soulmate YouTube channel and more, as I'm calling in the one. I've been doing the journey, the book, calling in the one. I just love books. I just love learning, and I love sharing, and what I learn I'll share with you. And so hopefully you've enjoyed this podcast on spiritual life work balance and living an intentional life, and it's supporting you in raising your vibrational frequency. Again, come to the masterclass. I would say I'd love to work with you. I'd love to support you in feeling good about getting your work out there and releasing any fear around money, any fear around any fear around for failure, for success, and for selling. Because as a light worker building your spiritual business, it's time, like, in order to experience that spiritual life work balance, we've got to get a handle on the money too, and the business model in which it's going to be brought to us. I love my work. I love having the freedom. And I love supporting you guys. So thank you for hopping in and off and all the things. Really appreciate you. I will see you for the next episode here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona YouTube podcast, and for the 7 Freedoms Intentional Living. Here's to showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. You are born to serve. Share your gifts and shine your light. Take care. I'll see you on the next episode. Let me end this on StreamYard.